Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So this is a video about creating our REST API, RESTful API using Node.js, Express.js and using MySQL as the database, as the backend database. So yes, we are in the process of creating our RESTful API, and this is actually the very easy process. You know, no need to take much effort here. If you understand a little bit, then obviously you can do it. It's very easy. And in our last video, I've taught you like how to connect your database to your project, to your backend of your project. That is, we gave all these details of your database. That is your database name and your password and everything, the port number and all. And then we have given some code to connect your database to your backend of your application. So this is done. We have also linked our server also to our project. So that's done. So better I'll run this first. I've explained this in my last video, like why is this node mon used? Usually we use node index.js, but node mon is used because you no need to again and again keep on running this project, keep on typing this code and running this project again and again. If you use this node mon, it will directly, when you make any changes, see, I'll just make some change and I'll just leave it will automatically run. So that's it. That is why node mon is used. And we have also installed some of the dependencies, some of the necessary dependencies in our last video. So that is what about our last video. And I think you have understood my explanation, and I think you all have done until this. So now in this video we are going to see about the CRUD operation, that is create, read, update and delete. So that is how that is done. So how you add the data, update the data and delete the data from your database or to your database and all. So that is very easy. I'll show you how. So before that, let me first open my database, that is MySQL. I'm using MySQL Workbench here, and this is the database which we have connected, that is demo 1. Yes. So demo one. Now first we need to create the table. So what I'll do is that right click on the table, create table, give the table name. I'll give the name as students. Yes, students. Then here first autumn ID. I'll give the first table as ID and it will be int itself. So next I'll give it as full name. Full name. It will be varchar. Next I'll give as email. I'll give only the minimum details here. Sorry, mobile. Yes, I'll give only the minimum details here because if the details are more, because this is a demo class and this is where we are just learning how does this work. So we don't want many details here. Like we don't want it to be more clumsy. Let us just only work with some minimum details, and then you can by according to your project you can do that, and then apply, finish. So that's it. See, the RMR got added and your table got here. Students. Open this table. Yeah. See, the table got opened here. Yes. Now what you have to do is that just minimize this. Now you have to do it here. So like I've connected this. Now what I'll do is that under this, I'll do the get part. That is creating you'll get all the data that are present in your database. Get data. So for that, what you have to do to is that you first need to fill your data. So I'll fill that. Just manually, you just fill one thing so that you'll understand. And name, I'll give some name. John. Email, let us give it as john@gmail.com. Gmail.com. Mobile number something 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yes. Apply. Apply finish. Yes, we are done with our first data. Like we have manually entered because we need to check this code, right? So I have manually entered the data. So now I'll write the code like how to get the data in your database. So for that, app dot get slash, you need to like enter your table name here. My table name is students. So I'm writing students here. Yes, and then request and response. You want these two. You need to request the database like giving some query. You need to request the data, and you'll get the data in the form of response. So I'm using both request and response here. And then yes. Now, before doing anything, please use console.log statement. Like, please check your code whenever it's possible, because that is very important. If you write a more hundreds together, hundreds of lines of code, and then if you get error, you'll not know like where the error is. So that's why I'm using this console.log. Please, you also make it a practice. Okay, got all students data. Yes, done. Now let's see. Like, why is it not running? Because you need to go to Postman. So this is the Postman here. For the people who don't know, like what is Postman? Postman is nothing but it is a middleman between the server and your database. So that is what Postman is. So you need to like paste your URL here. For that, what you need to do is that the server which you are used is 3004. So I'll just give the run my server here in my browser. Localhost 3004, enter this. Copy this, go to your Postman, paste it here. Okay? Then send. Error, you are getting an error. I'll use 3002. Okay, yeah, I understood. Like, wait, 3004 is itself correct. Don't get confused here. Like, see why I'm getting error, because I've not mentioned my table here. Please don't forget to mention your table, because in this Postman you need to connect your browser, your server. See, I'm connecting my server by giving this link, by giving this one, because I have just copied it from here and I've given the link here. I'm getting error here, like error in the sense the message which is there in my browser, that is in my server, cannot get. I'm getting the same thing here because I've just only given this the link of my server here. Now I want to connect my database also to the Postman, right? So for that I need to give the my table name. So my table name is students. So I need to give this also here. So after the slash, I'll give it as students. Make sure it is get itself and then send. See, it is sending the request. So we'll get here the message got all data, got all students data we are getting. So now our like our code is properly working. So then no need to worry. Just comment this line. After this, you have to give some query, right? Because you're using MySQL as your database, you need to obviously use queries. Like you need to write the code for the queries and all. So what I'll write, I'll just give it as QR for query, and use this like this symbol here, and select all from students. Okay, semicolon. Oh, sorry, I'm using QR. That's it. Okay, semicolon, and then database, database and query, database dot query. Inside that, you need to give query and some error if you get error, and results as well. The results which you will get at the end. And then, yes, now you need to add the condition. If you get an error, if error, give some console log statement here, console log error, and it will also mention what is the error. So I'm using this error part. Then it will give, if there is an error, it will show you an error. Or else, if you have results, if you have results like there is nothing error, like the database is connected successfully, there is no error, nothing, there are some results, but the results should be greater than 0. If you have the table, if you connected the table to your postman, and if you have done everything, but in that table you don't have any data. So yeah, if you don't have any data, then what should it show? No. So for that, you need to mention this length, length is greater than 0. It should be greater than 0. Okay. Then you give it as response. Now we are the response, you're getting the response. So just mention the response here, res, and then what you'll get is that you get the message as all students data. Yes, now the data should be results part. Understood? Yes, enter. That's it. I think you all understood this. So what you have to do is that you need to go to your Postman now, and then let it be this. Make sure it is get send. So you'll get the data. What's the data? I've manually entered the data, right? This one. If I don't have any data, make like assume that I have not entered any data here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've not entered any data here. Oh, apply. Apply. Yes, okay. Like if you don't have any error, obviously you won't get anything, so no problem. I think you have understood like what I meant to say. If you don't have any data, then there'll be nothing here, nothing to be shown here. So that is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, now we got this get data. Then like I'll show you the next result also. If I add some more thing, some more data to my database, joy at gmail.com, phone number, and apply, finish, everything is done. Now see, if I again send, see, you'll get one more data. See, that is what this get operation is. So I think you have understood. Now this get operation is that you'll get all the data that is in your database. But now if you want the single data, that is according to the id, you want the single data, that is you want the only data of id number 1, that is only the data of John you want. So for that, what you have to do is that after this everything, let us give it as get single data, single data by id. Okay, again the same thing, app get students. Then you are mentioning id here because you are collecting the data according to the id, right? So you are mentioning id here, and then again same thing, request and response, and then again console log with some console log statement, that is request params. You are using params because request dot params dot id, params dot id. You are using params here because in your postman you can see this is the params and this is the body. Body is nothing but you are writing the data here. I'll show you like how this body works in like in the post statement, in the post code. I'll show you like how you'll add the data to your database. I'll show you in that concept. I'll show you how this body works. But the params is that you're using the already existing data, so for that you are using params here. You're not entering any new data here. So since you're using already the existing data, I'm using params here. So then, yeah, I've given this. Then let's run it. Sending request. Yes. Ah, yes, you need to comment this. Yes. Now, if you go and then if you send this, can't get. You have to request here. You have given only the server link, and you have given only the student, that is the table name. You have to again request for the ID. So I'll request for one. Then I'll sending request. See one you got here. That is you're getting the response. So that is why I'm using the console log here. I'm getting the response back. So that is the major positive sign for my code, for my project. So then you comment that console part, and then what you do is that you write the code, that is qr id. You're giving the new id, right? You're like requesting the id. So I'll give request dot param, same thing, params dot id. I'm using the same. Where it go? Request dot params dot id. I'm using the same thing here. Oh shit, should be here. Yeah, and this line. Yes, request dot params dot id. I'm using same thing. And then you need to give the query. Query is that select all from students where id is equal to like the new id, like the id which you are initializing, it should give the details of that id. So I'm using this qr id because I have asked this qr id to be params id, that is the already existing id. So I'm using this qr id again here so that it will get the details of which id I'm asking for. And then sqr id, done, the query is done. Then you need to connect, sorry, you need to connect your database to your query. So for that, qr, and again same thing, error comma results. Then if there is any error, what it should show, like give the console statement, console.log error, it should show as error. And if there are no error, if there is some details, that is if again results dot length is greater than 0, what it should show, it should give some response, right? So response dot send, and the message should be like got the data by id. got the students data by ID. Yes, this should be the response here. And then, oh, sorry, comma. And then the data should be results. Like what are the results you are getting? That should be the data. And then is done. Yeah, done. And then else part. If you don't have such ID, guess I'm here. I'm requesting for ID number 3. Okay, I don't have any such id in my database because I've given only the details of two ids, that is 1 and 2. I don't have the details of id number 3. So if I give like this, the not existing id, if I give, it should give me the response as. So I'm using this else part. It should give me the response as response dot send message data is not found. So this should be my message there. If I'm asking for the other ID, this should be my response. So what I'll do is that I'll just go to the Postman. Let me check for this. Like I've given 3 here. I'm using get itself and then send. Okay, it is showing an error. So what's the error? Okay, from, sorry, spelling mistakes. From, yes, done. So again, Postman send. See, I'm getting it as data not found because I've given here 3. Suppose if I give 1 and then again send, I'll get the data. I'll get the data only of this particular ID. See, I'm not getting the second data, right? If I request for 2, that is this 2 ID data, see, I'll get only the data of ID number 2. I'll not get the other things. So this is what is getting the data as per the ID. So that is done here. Actually, we can remove this comment, not necessary. Yeah, let me check once. 2. Yes, we got the data. So that is what is get single data by ID. Then after this, we now like in CRUD operation we have done with R, that is read all the data. We have completed that. Now we need to do the other part, that is the post data. Post data is nothing but add the data. So for that, what you have to do is that app dot post and then again the same thing, students, and you are using ID here because you are adding the data according to the ID, right? So yes, for that we are using ID. Again, request response. So this is actually easy. The code of this is actually easy. If you understood for the one thing, for the one like one operation, like get or post or something, one operation, if you understood the code, then everything will be easy. Just you have to edit some lines there. That's it. I'll just add some console log statement and I'll just check my query. Request the body. See, I'll show you like why body is used. I'll show you in this post data and successfully. Yes. Yeah. See, you can see data added successfully. So I'll show you why I have used body here. Request body. So I need to first change this to post and I'll remove this. Okay. So I'll go to body, click raw here, and then for this text, make it as JSON. Okay. Yes. Now what you have to do is that um, just give some details here. So ID 3. Since 3 is not here, I'll give it as 3 and full name. I'll give it as Jack. Jack. And then email, I'll give it as jack@gmail.com. Next, mobile. Mobile, I'll give it as something random number. Yes, done. See, this is why the body is used. You are giving the data, and if you just click on send, cannot post students. Yes, now we are sending a request. Now you'll get this here. Yeah, you need to mention your ID here, and then you'll get the details here because we are using console log. We are getting the details here. If you need to connect that, if you need to fill these details in your database, that is in your MySQL database, you need to add some more code here. So I'll just comment this line for now. Then move to the next part of my code, that is and let ID. I'm using the new ID, so I'm using this ID like I as capital thing. So what I'll do is that request dot body. I think you understood why body is used now. Body. Next, same way you need to fill everything. Full name is equal to request dot body. You are requesting the body for the data. So that is what is nothing but the request here. Full name. Then again, I'll just copy and paste. That would be better. Email and for mobile. Email, mobile, mobile. Yes. I've initialized everything. See here, request body, full name, email, mobile. I'm giving these names according to my data, to the table name in my database. See, full name, like everything is small, email small, mobile small, ID small. So I'm giving this according to that because I need to fill the new details in this existing table, this existing columns of my table. So I'm using the already given names here, and I'm using the new names. That is, I'm changing a little bit like I as capital, F as capital, and all because these are the new data that has to be filled to the existing columns of my data. So that is my intention. So I've just changed a little bit in these names. Then you need to obviously add the query. So let qr query and insert. This is the normal SQL query. So don't feel like I'm using something here. Students ID. I'm inserting the datas in my these columns. Mobile, okay, and the values. What are the values I'm inserting in these tables, in these columns, are that the newly received data. So I'm using the new data which I've given here. So ID, and then yeah, comma, again the dollar symbol, sorry, dollar, and here again I am using full name, full name, comma, and dollar. I'm using email, comma, and mobile. Understood, right? Like what values I need to fill and what in which table, in which column I'm filling this. So that is what I've mentioned here in my query part. And then yes, then You need to connect your database to the query, db query, again qr, comma, same thing, error and results. Error and results. And what you have to do is that if there is any error in this by chance, again you have to use this console log statement for some error, and then if there is no error, you need to get the result, right? You need to send your data to your database. For that, you need to send the response. Like you need to get the response as message data added, data added successfully. Yes, done. Again, the data will also be shown here. So it will also show like what data you have added. So that is what is this. So I think you have understood this. Only the thing is you have to initialize all these things. Okay. So now let us go to Postman, and this is post. Everything is done. I'll do one thing. I'll remove this and see. It will happen now. Okay, you'll get an error. You have to initialize here. Hash 3. If I'm initializing here, why should I give the ID here? I'll just remove the ID and then check. Now what happens? Yes, data added successfully. See, let us check in our database. Let us just refresh it. Okay, I'm not getting it. I better give the ID also here. ID 3. Here also I'm giving it. Okay, yeah, data added successfully. Let me check here. Yes, because like in this postman, if I just remove this ID because I've already given this ID here, that is the three, number three, I'll just remove this ID column here, and if I just run it, I'll get the output. But the thing is, it is not going to the database because in my database the ID table is also there. It should also be filled, right? So for that, you need to give the ID also here. You need to initialize the ID column as well. So that is why if I again fill this id part and then send, it is going and filling the details here. So that's what is done here. So I think you have understood why I'm using body and why I'm using 3 here and again id here. I think you have understood this. Yes, this is what the post, that is you're adding the data. Let me again check, again add some other data. Jack, John, mm, Jack, John, Sam, something. Yes, let it be. Then I'll give it as 4 here. Send. See, data added successfully, and if I refresh, I'll get the data here. So that is what is happening in this post operation. Okay, I think you have understood. So yes. Next, what you have to do is that you need to update the data. You have already added the 4 datas, right? 4 rows of data. Think you need to update any one data. So what the comments you have to give is that for update data dot put, you have to use the put operation here, and then put students, same thing, students id. You have to mention id here. That is very important because according to the id itself, you are updating or deleting or any operation you are doing. But for this get all thing, for getting the details of everything, you no need to mention your id here, because you're not getting the details according to the id. You're just getting all the details here. When you're getting the details according to the id, you need to mention id because that is very important. So for everything, if you want to post, because you are adding the data according to the id, right? So you need to mention id here. And then I'm updating the data according to the id, so I'm mentioning id here. And again, same thing, the request and response, you need to have both here. And then console log. You need this console log, I'll better add this console log. And let's check. There is no problem in checking, right? Body updated data. Yes, done. Let's check now. Go to Postman, select this to put, and let it be 4 itself, no problem. Let me just send. Okay, there is an error. I just remove this. Just remove this as well, and then send it. Put students 4. What is the error again? Okay. Yeah, I need to change the. I need to update the data here. So I'll do one thing. I'll give it as promo. I'll change. I'll just change the name. I'll have the same idea. I'll just change the name and I'll send. What again error? Remove this. Student slash 4 and okay. And yes, updated successfully. Console log add put. Have we changed this? Yes, to put have changed. And I've used students. Let me change to true. And let me remove this ID here better. And then if I send, okay. So for this console log, I'm getting error. Okay, yeah, I've not used slash here. Okay, shit. Yes, that's the problem here. I've not used slash. I'll just send. See, I'm getting the response here. Full name soon updated successfully. Oh God. So be careful when you're working, guys. Well, like when you're typing the code, like if you miss anything, if you just miss even a comma, then that would be more like it would be a headache part there. So don't miss that. Make sure everything is proper. Sometimes it won't show error, like if there is some spelling mistake or something, it may show, but for this and all it won't show. Like be careful with this while connecting and all. Then I'll give the same thing here, like better I'll copy, okay, so that you'll understand. See, I'll use the same thing. Copy under this console, I'll give same thing. But the thing is, I need to change this body to params. Why I'm doing this? Because I'm using the already existing ID. So I'm changing this to params. Other things I'm not changing because I'll change the email or mobile number or full name. I may change. So I'm using this as the same, the body as same. Okay. Then after this, you need to obviously give the query. So let qr, yes, give the query as update students as like how your set full name is equal to dollar open full name. Okay. Again the same thing. Email equal to dollar open bracket email name comma mobile equal to dollar open bracket dollar open bracket mobile. Yes. I've uh, I've given the query here. Like I think you understood this query. Like I'm updating the data. Like I'm updating the full name as the new full name which I've given, and the email as the new email, and the mobile as the new email, new mobile. And then after this, you need to update this. Like looking at the ID, you need to update, right? So I'm giving it as where ID is equal to ID. Yes, done. Now, now we have given your query, everything is done. Now again, the same thing. Better copy this. PP results data. Paste. So, same thing. DB error results query, and if there is an error, it will show the console log as error. And response, you are getting the response as data updated successfully. Updated successfully, and then you will get the results there. So now let us check. What you have to check is that I'll just give this as 4, and I'll give the name as Ajit. Then and then okay, send. See, data updated successfully. And if you go to your database and check for the 4 ID, I've changed the name. So see, the for the 4th ID, the name has been changed now. Ajit. The email it remains same. Okay, we have not mentioned that. Okay, I think we have to mention that email and mobile number also. So let me mention those things. Email at gmail.com and mobile as a random number. Now, if you send again, then everything will be changed now. See. If you don't change everything also, if you just change one thing also, make sure that you are just keeping this every all details here. Okay, so instead of this, I will give as Arun. So okay, now let us send and check here. Refresh. See, it has changed, but the email and mobile, why is it undefined? I've given the mobile number. Me apply, finish, and change. Send. Okay. Yeah. See, the number has changed now. So that is the working of this put operation and the update operation. Put is nothing but the update operation. Now we'll see about the delete operation. Delete operation is also very important. Okay. Delete data. This video would be a bit longer. Okay. But this is more informative video. If you just connect your back end, and then if you do your front end, that would be easy. So for that case only, I'm just concentrating about this back end part in my video, in this video and all, because I need you all to be clear with the back end part, so that then you can connect your back end to a front end and you can work as usual. So yes, I'll just give some console.log. I'll give as a delete, right? Mm, Data deleted successfully. Okay, come, let's check now. I'll give this 4 itself, then I'll change it to delete, send, sending request. Like you're getting the response. Okay, this console log only you'll get the response. Now let us write the code so that it actually goes and delete the data in our database. So for that, what you need to mention your ID. That is obvious because you're using that, right? Params, because you're using the already existing data. I'm using params, and then only ID is enough. If you're deleting the data, only ID is enough. Then you need to write the query now. So the query would be let qr delete from students where id is equal to the id which we give, which we want to delete. Yes, done. Then again the same thing, db dot query qr comma error comma results message. Message is that data deleted successfully. That's it. But you need to initialize, right? If you, sorry, if there is error, what do you want to give? You need to give the console.log error. Then you'll get the response, right? So response send. Yes, you need to give this message inside this response part. Yes, done. So we have given everything, and data results, that is not required, but let us see what happens. Data results. Okay, done. Now everything is done. Let us see how this delete part works. And just remove this. Okay. So for I'm using the params here, not body. Delete. I've selected delete. I've initialized my ID, the ID which I want to delete. So I've given it as 4 and delete. Yes, data deleted successfully. Let us check in our database. See, our data got deleted successfully. So let us check for other thing, like for 2. I'll check for 2. And then I'll go and ask, I'll send. I got data deleted successfully. I'll go here, I'll just refresh. See, the second data got deleted here. So this is what the operations. That is, we have worked, I've shown you like how to work in mm, get operation, post, put, and delete operation. These 4 are very important. Others are also important, but let us look about these things in our coming videos. But these 4 are very important because these are actually the CRUD operation. That is create, read, update, and delete. So that is what is this. So This is very easy actually. If you understand code for one thing, one operation, then you can obviously edit this code and then you can use it for the other operations as well. Yes, this is very easy. Please do practice this, then you will obviously get it. And if you have any doubts or if you have any queries, please comment me in below. And please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And you can share this to your friends as well. That will be more informative for them as well. So thank you for this video. Thank you for watching this video. And thank you.